All right, Denson Taylor again. This will be our last segment of training as far as our compensation plan. I'm going to show you how to leverage multiple positions. And of course, we've talked about the binary. You know, this is the heart of our compensation plan. I've taught you that the more complicated a binary is, the worse off you are because it's harder to duplicate. Some companies don't take the recurring sales back through the binary, and that kind of makes it complicated. Well, what's great about our comp plan is that all upfront and recurring sales go back through the binary, and it's so simple that you can literally break it down like this. Let's just say we're going to take a very reduce this to the ridiculous approach. Let's say that all you did your first 30 days was made two referrals and you've got two on the first level. Let's say the next 30 days, all you did was help them to do the same thing. You duplicated with them. You've got four new people on the second level the second month, third month, fourth month, fifth month. You see how it's duplicating through 12 months. You total all that up, you've got over 8,000 distributors. You've got 4,000 on each side of your business. Even if you're working at the lowest package that we work at, which is $199 startup, you've actually created 4,000 cycles. You're paid $24 per cycle, which is 96,000 upfront cash. Okay, and of course, all of those people automatically go on a $100 a month auto ship. All of those sales go back through the binary, and of course that creates 48,000 a month in residual based income. Okay, now another thing is this: one left, one right qualifies you for the binary part of our comp plan. But if you'll just take it one more step and put one more left, one more right, a total of two personals left, two personals right, you also qualify for a 25% match. Now, why would you want to qualify for that? Well, think about it. Let's say that I got involved and I'm one of your personals, and let's say that I worked this plan over the next year. I made 96,000 up front. That means that your 25% would have paid you 24,000. And of course, if I developed a $48,000 a month income, it pays you 12,000 a month. That's the reason that you want to be sure that you're doing 100 a month, and you want to be sure that you've got four people doing 100 a month. Okay, that is very, very important. Now, also early on in your business, this is very significant. If you're doing 100 and you got four other people doing 100, you qualify for an additional rapid rewards bonus of $80. So that with team commissions totally offsets your investment every month. It pays for your 100, so your products are basically free. And if your four people duplicate that, now you've developed an extra, right off the bat, 500 or so per month in residual based income. Now, this is what I just showed you. You started two legs, one left, one right, and that was what you did the first month. The second month, you duplicated, and of course, through 12 months, you've got 8,000 distributors, 4,000 on each side. Now, this is what is so awesome about the opportunity that we have. What if you could own two other positions at the very top of your business? How would that benefit you? Well, our company does allow you to do that. You can actually put yourself in a couple more times, and this is why that is significant for you. The volume that creates those 4,000 cycles flows up that entire business. It flows through every position in its path, and as long as your second position here is active, all of that volume is going to go into a bank until you match it on the other side. And then, of course, the volume flows on up to that top position. Same thing on that other side. The volume that created those 4,000 cycles, as long as you're active, you're doing a minimum order every month, then it goes into a bank and it's going to stay there until you match it on the other side. But it also flows up to that top position. And of course, those 4,000 cycles pays that top position, 96,000 up front, 48,000 a month. Now, what do you do with this bank volume later on? Well, this gives you the option now to start a third leg of business at some point, and we'll guide you through as to when to do that. And of course, what are you going to do? You're going to take that person and say, okay, it's you plus two. That's what you want to adopt. U plus two. When you get a person involved in this business, you really want to help them to get there too by the end of the day if you can do so as quickly as possible. And you start to duplicate that process with those people. Well, if you end up with enough volume to create 4,000 cycles there, remember half of it is already done. That volume flows up that position. It pulls volume off of that other side, and it pays that position, your second position, 96,000 up front plus 48,000 a month. And of course, in that third position, you can start a leg of business. What is it about? U plus two. You duplicate it. If you've got enough volume here to create 4,000 cycles, it flows up. It pulls that volume out of that bank, and of course, it pays that position 96,000 up front and 48,000 a month. Now, this is what I want you to look at, okay? You also get a 35% match because you signed yourself up again twice. Well, let me reduce this down even further, okay? Now, you put yourself in twice, you took the two positions at the very top of your business, and you sponsored, and I'm going to tell you to sponsor two left, two right, but you got your person on the left, you got your person on the right. You're starting to duplicate that number. Now let's say that you've got 1,000 cycles that's happening here. So you got enough people in place that are making orders, and they've created 1,000, enough volume for 1,000 cycles. So that volume is going to go up. It's going to store. We're going to put it in the bank on one side of each of your businesses, and that volume flows up to that top position, and it pays at 24,000 a month. Now, what do you want to do at this point? You start a third business here, okay, a third leg of business, and what do? You duplicate it, and at some point, guess what? It's gonna have enough volume to do 1,000 cycles a month as well. If it's doing 1,000 cycles a month, it flows up, it pulls that stored volume, and it pays that second position 24,000 a month. But that same volume flows up, and it's going to store on one half of that top position. Okay, that's very significant. Now, you start another leg of business, U plus two, you duplicate it. When it gets to the point of 1,000 cycles, guess what? It flows up and it pulls that volume from the bank of that third position, and it pays it 24,000 a month. But that volume continues to flow up, and what happens? You remember it's stored volume on the left side of this particular business. It pulls from it, and it pays that top position an additional 24,000 a month. And basically, you've just got just over 1,000 people in each leg of business here. Now you also generate a 35% paycheck match on your two lower positions. So you're going to match that 24 by 35%, that 24 by 35%. So that pays you an additional 16,800 a month. See, when I looked at this compensation plan, this was kind of my master plan to put together 100,000 a month in residual based income. It's just basically 1,000 cycles, enough volume to create 1,000 cycles in each leg of business, and you get that done. You add all this up, it's over 100,000 per month. Now, how do you do this? How do you set up extra positions? Well, you want to go to Xooma.com/your replicated site name. You want to click on get started, then sign up now, and you want to sign yourself up 2 times at this site. You want to place one on the left and one on the right. In fact, you can go into your back office before you do this and be sure that your holding tank is on, and that way you can go in and manually place those positions. Now, if I were you, this is what I would do. You want to order 2 extra 199 or 499 packs, maybe one 199, one 499. And the reason you want these extra packs in particular is because it gives you enough products. I mean, it gives you an extra pack where when you get somebody and they're ready to go, you can place that package with that person and the company will send it back to you. So you just you have them to enter your address in the shipping field, or I would fill out the form on this one and fill it out and actually put this information in myself. You give them the package up front, you put your address in the shipping field, and the company will send it back to you. So again, just go to Xooma.com/your site. If you can do so, order a couple of the 199 packs or the 499 packs, however you want to do this. You can set them up though with $100 pack in each one of them. It doesn't matter, but like I said, it just makes sense to have a couple of extra packs on hand with the packages that you're actually working with. But you do it however you want to. Just be sure that you get those two extra positions in place so you can start banking that volume, and then of course you can start pulling, from that bank. It's no different than having a retirement bank account in place. It's just going to leverage your efforts even more once you start tapping into it. So that is this segment. Looking forward to helping you to go to the top. Anything that I can do, don't hesitate to call. Thanks a lot.